boss on me, Mr. Clean. Pull up with my whole damn team.
Yo! X Games DLC is here, boys! The course is ready to be shred, and this is your first look at the X Games DLC Slopestyle Mega Park. Let's get into it. When you first get onto the DLC, your eyes are going to be blessed with this sight. This is the entirety of the X Games course. It has been included in the Alaska Mastiff, which is really good to see, as there really wasn't much here to begin with in the game, other than the whole urban section. But let's look aside from that. And I know you can't really see it now, but the majority of this is taken up by a bunch of rails. Now, I've had the opportunity to play this course for about a week and a half. I got early access, which was really sick. I got a lot of nice clips down and a lot of lines found out. And I want to just make a quick point that this is going to focus purely on the slopestyle park. There are a lot more features to this DLC, including a twin half pipe, which is so sick. I will make a video eventually on the other parts, but for this one I'm just focusing purely on the slopestyle aspect because there is so much to go over. But let's get right into it. As you spawn in, you will see the slopestyle mega park. I call it a mega park for a reason, and that is purely because it is a mega park. This is the full park here. It's parks. It's a multiple. It's not singular. We got 3 drop zones to drop from in this mega park. And when I first saw this, when I logged on, I took the most explosive shit in my pants. I kid you not, because this is ridiculous. Now, before I even hop in or start talking about it, you guys can tell it is mostly focused on rails here. I was super interested on why they decided to go realistic on X Games with the jump section, because in real life X Games in the slopestyle competition, they have a set of 3 jumps and usually a 3 set of rail features. But if you look at this one, there's 3 jumps, but there sure is hell a lot more rails than 3 of them. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, there are 3 places you can drop from to get into this park. You can drop from the left side, which is the more difficult side, more difficult big boy features over there. You got the center here, which has a medium and a hard. And fun fact, this is where the actual X Games competition takes place. So you could consider this your main slopestyle line. And then you got the right side, which is your medium. It's for your posers, okay? Just kidding, there's some fun features over there. I don't really look at the difficulty. I could care less about it. Well, I mean, all 3 sides. I keep having to remind myself, there's three sides you can drop from. They all have their different unique features that make it really fun. Now, before I drop into the competition, I want to go over the new features they have added. I did say new features. They have added a whole bunch of new jibs. Their rail department has been going nuts on the creation of this park. So first of all, the thing I am most excited about is this little slithery snake over here. They finally included S-rails. This is a beautiful example of an S-rail, and they made the slide dynamic of your character look so steezy on it. They also complemented that with some S-boxes, which is really good to see. They made a real-life looking flat bar, which I am just bewildered about. Props to you. And then there's some more insanity with like a bridge rail feature thing here. Then they start getting into some more types of rails like sea rails and whale tails. Whale tail rail is something that looks like this. It sort of boots you up. That one's placed opposite. Let me find you an example. So a whale tail would be something like this. This rail that shoots you up. You could also call it a cannon rail. But I mean, I don't really care. And they just have crazy features all over the place. Tons of tube rails as well. And like I said, you have 2 jump lines, not 3 unfortunately. You only have 2, which I mean is better than 1. Like, come on. You got this left side jump line, which is smaller. And then you got the big line on the right side here. Now, I'm not going to go over the pros and cons yet. I am going to just show you guys what the competition actually looks like for yourselves, so you guys can get a mindset and a frame of reference of what you think this DLC came out to be before I give you my opinion. So let's hop right into it. Let's go into the middle line here where you'll be accustomed with your leaderboard that you guys are all used to. It goes to the daily high score, the weekly high score, all-time high score. I'm gonna be greeted with some cool animation that I really don't even want to look at. Who really cares? And then you pop into your leaderboard here. Now, before I go, appreciate the fit. Appreciate the fit. They did a wicked job, I think, with the fit of the X Games. The pants look really sick. It's like a digital ice camo. Alright, enough BS. Let's get right into it. So you're starting off at the top here with some big tabletop rail features. So let's go switch lip. Back swap. Front two. Nice. Brittany out. Switch lip Brittany out. Cork 6 on. Oh, Cork 7. Switch 50-50. Little underflip almost. That was sick. We got a big cannon box here. Oh. Big 540 swap. 4 out. Oh, get up to the cannon. Or the whale tail, sorry. Lincoln swap. Huge. Front two. Now, this is where I really want to show off how well they did. Look at the S-rail slide. They did a... Like, that's not easy to do from a game developer's perspective, I imagine. That, they did a really good job on. Switchtail butter 4. Back 6. Cork. That was sick. Now you can see there's just a bunch of random placements throughout the park here with some rails. Some of them, they really planned out the placement, but others, they got kind of lazy with, I'm not going to lie. So that will definitely play a part in the cons and the negatives. Alright, we're coming up to the jump section here. Again, alright, pop a cork 5. Aw, beauty. Let's go dub road 9. Straight Japan to Oppo Japan. And let's go dub 12. I did triple 16, but I mean, that was a sick line. So that is the main competition line. Like I said, there are 2 more spots for you to drop in. I'm not going to show you both. That will be up to you to see on your own. But I will show you one. I'll show you one more. We're going to drop in on the hard side. And since now I am not in the actual competition, I'm outfitted in my own character's gear. As you can see, I took my shirt off because I just want to get naked for how excited I am about this DLC. So big switch lip, continuing 2, and then you got a booty whale tail right here. Dub cork out. Too good. Okay, let's try and disaster this full feature. Disaster. Switch 4, 4 out. Beauty. Road 4 nose. 3 swap, 4 out. A little bit of a jig section here. Flat rail, up rail to a flat. Again, that 50-50, switch 50-50. Backy out. Beauty. Now, like I said, you can see that point, it was just a really sort of random placement of rails and boxes. The area was kind of flat, so I mean, I kind of understand why they didn't add in a lot of rail features there, because you wouldn't have the speed to slide them. But I mean, still, you could have made it steeper, like your name suggests. Steep. It's called steep. It's called steep for a reason. And they got this really cool feature set here. Little down whale tail tube rail to that S rail again. Nose press it. Let's get our jumps going. I want to see if I can go nose butter backy. Dub backy safety grab. I'm gonna go sesh a big 0 spin. Yeah, safety tweak mute. And then let's pop, I don't know. That was almost like, that was a road 9. I'll take it. But in conclusion, I'd like to list my thoughts on what they did well and what I think they could have done a better job at. So overall, I think they did an amazing job, including so many different rails, including the new S rails, including the whale tail rails, being really creative with their design team, which is really nice to see. They added a lot of real estate, obviously. There are a lot of rails for you to grease upon here. So that is also really sick to see. In terms of linking all the parks together, I think they did a very good job regarding enough speed to get from park to park, enough speed to hit the rails, which is good to see, and all in all, really enough speed to hit everything, including the jumps. Now, some things I think they really could have improved was not being so lazy with some of the flat areas, like the ones over here. They could have been a little bit more intuitive with what they put here, in my opinion. Like, if you gave me just the drawing board to make something happen here, like, I would put like a battleship rail to a C rail to an S rail, maybe put in a little booter to a big, I don't know, an up rail. That would be sick. Imagine having a big booter to an up rail. Like, you get shot out so far. But I mean, what do I know? I'm just a white privileged little boy, right? Yeah, first off, they could have been a little bit better with where they put their rails on the flat parts. Secondly, the jumps weren't done very, very nicely in my opinion. Steep is definitely a game that looks better. Your character looks better in the air versus rails. I think the jump dynamics are far superior to the rail dynamics in this game. And it's interesting for me to see that they went all gun-ho on rails versus the jump section here. So it would have been sick to see a few more jumps, or even just a bigger amplitude of jumps included, because I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty small, these are pretty petty. With that, they did say they're gonna take my input into consideration, and there should be a patch coming out where they magnified the jumps a little bit. Whether or not that's a lot or a little, I mean, we'll have to see, but there is a patch where they will be addressing that as they stated. Altogether, that is the Slopestyle Mega Park in the X Games DLC. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna end it off with some clips of me seshing the park, a few of the clips I got over the span of the week and a half here. And yeah, I hope you know I love you, hope you know the Lord loves you, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, my peeps.